What is going on, everyone? Samurai Solo and I am back with Vampyr. Let me see where last left us off after we saved. Oh, we can actually speak to him. We couldn't see if he has anything to say.
Did I black out?
Oh no.
Oh, I feel giddy.
Sure, we'll be able to talk to him later, as he does have hints tied to him. I thought there was something in there. Okay, so I don't know if it counts that I talked to the nurse here. But that's fine, we can speak to her. Well, let me know what I can find out, because we had a hint from that one Dr. Tippett. I want to know now. Yeah, it looks like it does saved. Yeah, it did. Okay. So, we're going to go ahead inside the hospital now. Oh.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
Okay, let's go ahead and speak to her.
I would like to ask a few questions first. And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
Let me go ahead and say this too.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Okay. We already know where our room is. She said second floor, but...
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Okay.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Like I said, we're gonna come back and speak to everyone. Well, you know, I mean, we could do it now, but let's just go ahead and do this real quick. Go to our office and check it out, and then we can, you know, we're gonna go from there.
Right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Oh, there's Sean. There's him. There's a lot of people in here. All right. So second floor, she said, left of the stairs. So does this count as the second floor? Because that would be the first one, right? Then two. If we're going left of the stairs, then this way. Into the hall, she said. Oh, got something in here. What do we have here? Ooh, a weapon. Used hacksaw. 65 damage, and it does 15 and 20. Is that the same damage that the other? Let me see it. Ah, here we go. So, 15, 20. And it says 15, 15. So it does a little bit more stamina, but it does pretty good damage. It has the same attack speed. I'm going to go ahead and probably equip that, actually. Like I said, even though I did just upgrade that, that's not a big deal. This one looks pretty interesting here to me. A little bit more stamina cost, but a little bit more damage too. So, and that's without it even being upgraded yet. Okay, so let me see if this is our office. Oh, Dr. Tippett, Dr. Strickland, Dr. Ackroyd. And there we are, Dr. Reed. Yep. All right. Let's get in here.
This must be the place.
You hide out.
Definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
Okay, we have this. Let's look around a little bit in here, see if there's anything for we... Let's see, article on econs. It is a rare opportunity and almost a privilege to approach a vampire, to observe their most intriguing physical and psychological traits with a scientific and rational eye. Here are some of the most fascinating abilities I personally observed over the last 10 years while interviewing a few vampires, or econ, as they prefer to call themselves. Supernatural speed. A vampire can act and move like a mortal in all his actions, but the trained eye will spot that they have the keenest senses and can react quicker than any mortal. On a few occasions, alarm, surprise, necessity to flee, I have seen a vampire move so quickly it is almost as if he had vanished just to reappear somewhere else. The human eye cannot follow their movements when they act so quickly, but it is not a teleport or dematerialization, it is only a supernatural speed. For me, it is a cat-like attribute, which allows them to run, dodge, or jump longer and faster than us. I also notice that such speed seems to exhaust them, and they are bound to physical limitations. Mesmerism. One of the most powerful abilities a vampire can deploy is the capacity to force a mortal to obey them. I call this trait mesmerism, but it has nothing to do with the mortal ability to alter a subject's mental state. A vampire can bend a mortal to their will, and they can even break a mind. A vampire interviewed even told me the more a subject tries to resist, the more permanent the damage will be, as if the vampire could literally fracture their target's psyche. The same vampire explained to me that this ability required time to master, and that the result could vary widely from one subject to another, implant a false memory, erase a painful one. The possibilities are endless and frightening. Interesting. Blood awareness. This may be the most catastrophic ability of all concerning vampires, since it is the cause of so many tragedies for them and us. Vampires crave for blood. They must use their will to restrain themselves from frenziedly drinking every drop of blood they can see. They need blood to function, to express their full supernatural traits. A famished vampire can be very weak, even if he cannot die of hunger or thirst. This urge, this need for blood, may explain why a vampire is so aroused by it. A vampire confessed to me that blood could sometimes blind him, since its smell and attractiveness can be so strong. When he focuses, a vampire can almost see blood all around them, inside warm bodies, through walls, on a supposedly clean weapon, etc. The same vampire even told me that he can see if a mortal has clean blood or is ill, and that in some cases he can even sense diseases, infected clothes, or even items in a room. If this is true, it could have so many medical applications it almost beggars belief. Some items.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Okay, so we need water for that, I'm assuming. Use the sink, man. You don't have a cup? Oh. Nice. That's why we gotta look around in here. That was just a refill thing. Is this the workbench? Yeah. Do I have any materials to make anything here? That does not. Because I wouldn't mind making some of this stuff. What is this? Oh yeah, it's blood sample. Alright, well, let's do this.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching.
Okay.
The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Alright, so let's go ahead and lay down then. Let me see if I can upgrade that hacksaw. It's that little new weapon we got. Wish I wanted to use to upgrade that quickly now, but what's done is done, right? This one. We do. Oh no, we need one more common handle part. Lead plate too. Yeah, I'm even if I have enough, I'm gonna save up anyway. You know what? Can we break anything down? We don't get any common handle parts, but we can. Might as well go ahead and recycle this stuff. It says good resale value. This one says average. We get spring, screw, and grease. I'm gonna hang on to this just in case maybe I could sell this. Maybe I don't know if it's better to sell or not. We'll leave that one since it has good resale value. This we'll go ahead and just break down. Okay, let's go ahead and rest. Not sure if I'm going to upgrade anything because I might just save up a little bit. But oh, we have defensive now. This is new. Coagulation. You will block your target's blood in their veins, making them defenseless. That sounds pretty interesting, actually. 2-second control. I mean, that's enough to go to get a quick hit in. And Blood Barrier, you create an invisible barrier absorbing direct damage until it fades or is destroyed. 1 hit's absorbed. So it's control a target for 2 seconds. And I'm sure you can upgrade it longer to make it last longer. Yeah, 3 seconds. What's this one do? You control on your target's blood is now stronger, and the time you control it is increased. The target's blood now will burst out of their body, flowing towards your mouth to feed you without touching your prey. That sounds really cool. But 5-second control, like you control your target and the time. So they're defenseless for 5 seconds. You're saying up to 10 seconds? That sounds. I mean, it takes a while to get level 12, but I mean that sounds fairly powerful. I mean that's not bad at all. I'm very tempted to get that. You will block your target's blood in their veins. I mean, that's a nice little quick stun, get a fast hit in on them. And then, of course, upgrading more will make it even better. And then the other one's the Blood Barrier. Let me just check out the things for that. So that can absorb 2 hits instead. 1 hit's absorbed, but when your barrier disappears, it explodes and deals damage to anyone nearby. It does 150 blood damage. And this one... 3 hits are absorbed, and you create an invisible barrier absorber. So that just lets you, that keeps it at 1 hit only, but it does extra damage when it explodes. Does the damage when 2 hits, and then 2 hits when your barrier explodes, it explodes and deals damage to anyone nearby. 250 blood damage, but 2 hits absorbed. That's pretty neat. And then this one just lets you absorb up to 3 hits, so... Duration 8 seconds. Okay, there is a duration to it, though. You can't just hold it. I thought it lasted until they hit you. That's kind of okay. 5 seconds. So you kind of want to get hit. If you're using the one that explodes, you want them to hit you eventually. I think I would actually go with the one that explodes. Recovery 25, recovery 15. Man, both of them sound pretty good now that I think about it. Let me see this one more time. So this route is just a longer time, and this one gives you blood. You gain blood from it. You know, I'm going to go with the Blood Barrier, actually. I'm going to pick the Blood Barrier. I'm going to go to the Blood Barrier, and I'm going to go to the one where it explodes. I kind of like that. But just for now, we can only absorb 1 hit. But still, we get to take a free hit. So it's like you know, we get to hit them for free without having to worry. And yeah, we're definitely going to go to the route of this one to let it explode. Because it doesn't last forever. It only lasts 5 seconds. So you kind of want... Once we get to the one where it explodes, we want them to hit us, so it will explode. Let me just look around. I haven't unlocked anything else new, have I? What's this blood? Oh yeah, we saw that already. So tactical still is locked. Ultimates are still locked. Science, you can now carry 3 serums on you. Increase the number of bullets you can carry. Okay, yeah. Well, let's just for now go with our Blood Barrier, which is expensive, but let's do it. So how do I use it? Gotta see what button I have to press to use my defensive, unless it doesn't, might tell us here. Get a quick drink of my Dr. Pepper here.
Stay here until my research is complete.
Okay, so we're on chapter 2. Help the Pembroke Hospital cope with the epidemic. Let's see, I have analyzed William Bishop's blood, but the result is only partial. The blood sample was much more unstable than human blood and showed heavy mutation, but this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. I need to gather more evidence of what is going on. Time may be on my side, but not on London's. The epidemic is killing thousands of people. The whole city is on the verge of collapse. I am starting to believe all of this must be connected somehow, but I can't see any pattern or plausible explanation yet. For now, I must play the doctor and try to do my best to help those who may need me while I continue my search.
I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Now, how do I do my defensive thing? I want to know that, so is there a way to see the controls here? Vampiric skills, medical check, offhand, main hand, dodge, interaction, spring. So is it R2 then? Or vampiric skills, mesmerize, walk, jog, senses. We'll figure it out. Let's go ahead and... Did I check over here? Okay, let's go ahead and answer this door.
I'm not one to make wait, Doctor. I've patients to attend.
Hey. Show a little bit of respect, lady.
It's locked.
Ooh, locked. Interesting. Alright, well, can we get in here? That's locked too. Alright, let's go ahead and speak to her.
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
What type of hospital are you running? No antiseptics?
You have been away too long, Doctor. With the war and now this epidemic, supplies have been running scarce for months now.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
Well, see if we can
Yes,
just speak to
Doctor?
her in general. Just talk to her.
Exactly how bad is the supply situation here at Pembroke?
It really depends. Dr. Swansea deftly works his society contacts for monies, but with the quarantine, well, we're in God's hands.
Why then do you always work the nights? Don't you ever sleep?
At the Pembroke, we're always hands on deck.
Lack of sleep and the medical profession always ends in disaster. I've witnessed many a colleague succumb to stimulants to fight exhaustion. Drugs were as deadly as bullets in the trenches.
London's trenches start here at Pembroke Hospital. We are on the front line, make no mistake.
Your dedication to the Pembroke does you credit, Nurse Crane, but when do you sleep?
We staff get our sleep when we can, Doctor. Nursing is a vocation, not the labor of a journeyman.
Please, could you point me in the direction of the morgue again?
It's the large boarded-up building behind the hospital. You can't miss it. The key I gave you will open the small back door to it.
That's all for now, Nurse Crane, thank you.
Okay, so it's behind the hospital. We're going to talk to people here anyway. I doubt this key will open this box, but
It's locked, all right.
didn't hurt to check real quick, right? Alright, so let's see who we can speak to. Wow, there's a lot of people around here. Ooh, some goodies too. Oh, got a little something here. Well, we got a hint from that, but there we go. T. Elwood's medical file. Patient Thomas Elwood, male, age 28. Followed by Dr. Tippett, status, convalescence, date of admission September 16th, date of release to be determined. Notes, the patient's face has been heavily burnt and disfigured by a bomb during the war. Even with the use of the strongest sedatives, he affirms to regularly endure severe pain from the wounds, as if the flames are still burning under my skin, he says. Examinations of the criticized tissue show no trace of inflammation, infection, or swelling. Scars are clean. Could it be a case of persisting nerve damage? The patient never ceases to blame himself for his disfiguration. Could it be a case of guilt of the survivor, phantom pain manifesting as a punishment for not dying with his comrades? Could be. Can't go in there. I think there was another. Yeah, there's another floor to search. Let's go up the floor because we just stopped after we went straight to our room. See what's up here. Might be locked. Yeah, there's another set of stairs. What does that say? Oh, it just says second floor. Oh, is that him? That's him right there, actually, Thomas Elwood. Oh, there's Swansea. Okay, there's Swansea's room. And this place is actually pretty big. Some of these doors, though, cannot go into. Wait, is this where we are? This is our room, right? Yeah. Okay, well, let's go in Swansea's room, see if he's in there, see if he has anything to say. And then see who else we can speak to.
Not now. Please come back later.
Alright, he's not having it right now. Fair enough. Nope, nothing in that box. And we cannot... Yeah, I didn't think we could. Alright, fair enough. Cool. Alright, let's head downstairs and... Excuse me, talk to everyone that we can. Start with you first.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
I doubt it. She doesn't even realize that we're actually one. She's got 3 hints. Her mesmerized is level 2. We're only at level 1. I wonder how that levels up. If we have to level that up ourselves or what. Maybe it's a story thing. Either way, let's go ahead and...
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover to hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Oh, got a new investigation there. Very interesting. We'll have to check that out. So she's in a social circle. Wait, what is this thing here? Thomas feels responsible for his disfiguration. Okay. It said new investigation. How do I, oh, here we go. Local investigations. Wrong target. Find out who is spying on Thelma. And then we could track it if we want. Thelma Howcroft is a delusional patient at the Pembroke Hospital who is convinced that she is already dead or undead and trapped inside a rotting body. Despite her obvious mental issues, the woman claims she's being spied on by some men and women who want to hunt her down because she is a vampire. Is she referring to the guard of Pyrwin? I can't take the risk of having these hunters investigate around the hospital. Maybe I should spy on them and protect Thelma Howcroft from those hunters. Okay. I'm going to untrack it for now, but we could track it. So I guess kind of like a little side quest type thing to do. And then that's going to be the morgue, yeah. Okay. It's a pretty fairly sized map. I wonder if there's a fast travel. I thought maybe we could fast travel between hideouts, but it doesn't look like it. Okay, well, anyway, let's continue talking to her. She has more stuff to say.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome, Miss Howgrove?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and...
Got a new hint. Thelma is affected by the Cotard syndrome and believes she's a vampire. Okay.
Petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Well, we can't do these two, but we'll go ahead and ask her this for now.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No, such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
That's Nurse Crane. Have I said anything new to her? Okay, let me see. I can't remember. I know we've said
Yes,
talk to her,
Doctor?
but yeah, we already said everything to her we can. Okay.
That's all for now. No.
Let's leave. Let's go back in. We wanna talk to everyone now. Start making the rounds here. Find out, get the gossip on people, right? Got to figure out these hints. Figure out who we want to feed on. I don't know if I think you can play the game without feeding on anyone, but my understanding is it makes it harder. I'm not against feeding on people, but I'm gonna try to, I want to be kind of selective on maybe who I feed. Maybe some people that really deserve it.
It's
Another lock thing. Wonder if we get a lock pick or find keys or something later. This leads us back outside. Yeah, we're not ready to quite go back out just yet. Oh, that's the lock one. Okay. That's Crane. Thelma. And we gotta look around because we found a hint from that piece of paper earlier, so you can find hints everywhere. Oh, who's this? Well, let's find out.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been
Aykroyd.
informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Aykroyd. Welcome
That's a
aboard,
great
I
name.
suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience
I
you in
suppose.
some way, Dr. Aykroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swans's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Dang, alright. Better watch yourself now. He's level 4, so he would take a while to feed on. He's got 3 hints.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Aykroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
Let's see. No need for such animosity. Jealousy will not do you any good. You better change your tone with me. Let's try to be nice here for now.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital, instead of a burden.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
So Waverly disproves modern medicine methods. It's got two people in it, so it's probably the other doctors, maybe. So he disapproves modern methods, so what's he using then? Talking about me dabbling this and that. Look what he's probably up to. Are there more questions to ask? No. Need a hint.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
Let's see, I have saved many lives. Knowledge is our main weapon. Say it. No reason to justify I should probably tell that to him, but tell him this.
Knowledge has always been and will remain our main weapon. And it has always come at a price. And personal initiative.
It is not a question of initiative. It is a question of integrity. These men and women have put their faith in us, Dr. Reed.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd.
Yeah, I don't like this guy. Nothing else to say to him.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Seems a little shady, honestly. Let's see this person. Who's this? Oh, unknown. Looks like another doctor. Probably with Ackroyd. Part of his social circle.
We're going to be working together. Dr. Reed.
Strickland.
Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Haha, we got one of a hint there.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical.
Theros experiments in blood transfusion have not been successful yet. Yeah, that's not a great sign. And then Ackroyd's doesn't approve. But they're these probably two are already up to something.
You may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
Before we use our hint, let's go ahead and ask him his personal questions here, or about this. I mean, then we'll save that for last.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True, true. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I...
So you do want me to.
Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
Okay, so we have an investigation we can do. I'm not gonna. Well, I can't check. We'll check it out here in a minute. Let's go ahead and do this.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
He's level 4.
Do you need my medical attention, dear colleague?
You don't have to worry about me, Dr. Reed.
Alright, I think we've asked him everything for now. Oh, did I ask him this one? I don't think I did I?
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
Okay, so Harvey Fiddick. Harvey is blaming himself for his injury.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior. A man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Okay. I think that's everything, yeah.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Well, let's go ahead and speak to Mr. Oh, got some items over here first. Alright, let's speak to Fiddick now.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies.
Oh, I didn't mean to mesmerize him. That was an accident. I'm not gonna... Can I just change my mind? Yeah. Yeah. Just want to continue speaking to him. Can I? Yeah. Didn't mean to press that.
I will not let you down, my board.
Okay.
Good evening, Mr.
Good evening, Doc.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
New hint available. Harvey's wife died during the war.
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick, unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army, building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
Bleeders.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
Okay, so we need one more hint for him. I feel bad for him, like I don't want to
Goodbye
feed
for
on
now,
him.
Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Reads me like a book.
Okay, well, let's see who else we can chat with around here. And look around for little goodies and whatnot. Want to get back in here. There we go. Yeah, check out this
Thelma
out.
Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding?
The dead.
I should investigate.
Peaceful
That's
and
locked.
lost.
Okay, let's go ahead and speak to him. Oh, first, anything back here? Nope.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague. Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Okay, so we can trade with him.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have a respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
Okay. Rakesh is not afraid of death since he served as a medic.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
Milton Hooks.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
Yeah, about that. He's got 3 hands, we need 2 more. Did I already ask him everything here? Oh yeah, we got this.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade. I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing. wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidama.
No, Dr. Reed, I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
I think that's everything. Yeah. Alright, let's see what he has for trade, so we
Please
know.
show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Doesn't have too much. He has codeine. Codeine's a strong angelic and antitussive drug. Often used to, okay, yeah, that. Opium. And an enigmatic formula. The formula around a piece of paper seems complex. It needs to be. It's probably one of those for the serums or something. That's why I figure we might need that. Unless if we want to sell stuff to him. How much would I get for that watch? I'm not going to sell the watch, but I'm just curious. For now, that's only 14. I might just break that down for parts. Okay.
It never ceases to amaze me how you...
So, how many more people do we have in this hospital to find still? Still one. There's still 4 people left. Oh, 6 people left. Okay. But with that said, I think this is going to stop on. When we come back, we're going to find these people. I want to speak to everyone. We got to figure out everybody. We at least got to get their names on here, right? Know who they are. And then we'll head to the morgue. But I'm going to go ahead and stop here for now, guys. I do appreciate y'all watching. I will catch you all next time. Have a great day. Peace.